Hello, I'm an avatar, and yes, I really love animals. Crazy, right? But please stick around because you need to know this, even if you're not vegan. So, is a vegan diet actually healthier than eating meat? Because the answer is going to surprise you. In this video, you'll discover what the latest research actually says about vegan versus meat diets, which nutrients you really need to worry about, and which ones are just myths. And here's the big one. There is one essential supplement that's absolutely non-negotiable if you go vegan. Plus, I'll show you why the world's longest living people eat the way they do, and what I found out about processed meat really shocked me. But what you may not know is just how big that risk actually is. I'll get to that in a minute. So why does this meat versus vegan debate always cause so many heated conversations? I mean, your mate down the gym swears you need meat for muscle gains. Your nan thinks you'll waste away and die without a traditional meaty Sunday roast. And somewhere on the internet, some keyboard warrior is going crazy just because I asked this question. So who's right? Well, the research is pretty clear, but the practicalities are not very well understood. Okay, let me walk you through what I found. And I'm telling you now, by the end of this video, you're going to see this whole debate completely differently and why it really matters for you, whether you're vegan or not. Right, here's what really stood out from the research I've been digging through. Vegans who eat properly get way less heart disease. Like, we're not talking a tiny bit less. We're talking 20 to 30% less likely to have a heart attack. Same with high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes. Now that's a frightening statistic. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what about all those nutrients vegans supposedly can't get? Protein, vitamin B12, iron, and all that. Hold on to that thought, because I'm going to tackle every single one of those in a minute, and some of them will probably surprise you. But first, let me tell you what I found about cancer. This is the bit that absolutely terrified me. I came across a massive review by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. They analysed around 800 separate studies from all over the world. And what they found shocked people. They officially classified processed meat, things like bacon, sausages, and ham, as carcinogenic to humans. That's the same category as tobacco, meaning there's strong evidence it can cause cancer. But to be clear, that doesn't mean eating these foods is quite as dangerous as smoking, but it does mean the link to cancer is proven, especially bowel cancer. It's just that the level of risk is smaller. And here's the number that makes it even worse. Every 50 grams of processed meat per day increases your colorectal cancer risk by 18%. That's around 6 slices of bacon. 6 slices. Let that sink in for a minute. But what about red meat? Even unprocessed red meat? Well, it's classified as probably carcinogenic. The evidence is strong enough that they're willing to say it likely causes cancer. I don't know about you, but I'm not taking the risk. So, does this research surprise you? Let me know in the comments. Now, here's where non-vegans always push back. They say, but vegans don't get enough protein, or vitamin B12, or iron. I hear this literally all the time, so let me tackle each of these because they're not helping anyone. Let's look at protein first. This one drives me mad because it's so easily answered. Where do vegans get protein? Simple. There's plenty of protein in legumes, lentils, chickpeas, beans, tofu, tempeh, seitan, quinoa, nuts, seeds. Need I go on? There's protein everywhere. The research shows vegans who eat a varied diet get plenty of protein, and before you say you can't build muscle on plants, there are vegan bodybuilders and Olympic athletes proving that completely wrong every single day. But what about vitamin B12? Now this one actually is true. You have absolutely got to take a supplement for vitamin B12 if you're vegan, and I'm going to come back to this because it's the one non-negotiable thing you need to do. Please remember that. But then again, even non-vegans may need vitamin B12 supplementation. But that said, you should always check with your doctor. Please do not rely on medical opinions on the internet. If you're thinking, yes, this is exactly what I needed to know, please hit that like button. It helps me make more videos like this. And if you want to join our fight for the animals or are just curious about living a healthier, cruelty-free lifestyle, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's talk about iron. Another one that non-vegans like to bring up. Let's be honest, plant iron isn't absorbed by the body as well as meat iron. True. But here's what most people don't know. If you pair iron-rich plant foods with vitamin C, your absorption rates go way up. Maybe a squeeze of lemon juice on your lentils. Also, spinach, lentils, chickpeas, fortified cereals, pumpkin seeds are all loaded with iron. You just need to do a bit of research yourself. In fact, we'll make a video to help you with all this. But what about omega-3 fatty acids, I hear you say? Well, you can use flax seeds, chia seeds, or even walnuts. Or you could take an algae-based supplement. Actually, here's something that'll make you think. Where do you think fish get their omega-3 from? Yep, from algae. You're just cutting out the middleman. Okay, what about zinc? Well, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. But what about iodine? Again, not a problem when you have seaweed products or iodized salt. Now let's talk about the big one, calcium. The dairy industry loves this subject. Well, sorry dairy industry, you can stop your nasty enforced cow pregnancies because you can get all the calcium you need from fortified plant milks, tofu, leafy greens. So there, every single nutrient you need you can get on a vegan diet, you just need to plan. Which, to be honest, everyone should do regardless of what they eat. Why? Because it makes a busy working week so much easier and it saves you money. Let's face it, we all have to be careful with our money. Now we're being taxed to death. Now here's another bit of juicy research that really made me sit up and pay attention. The populations that live the longest are known as the blue zones. You knew about these, right? Well, I certainly didn't. Yes, these are places where people live a really long life. Places like Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Loma Linda in California. And here's what I want you to remember. What's the one thing they all do in common? They eat mostly vegan food. Loads of veg, beans, and whole grains. Have you heard of the Seventh-day Adventists in Loma Linda? Well, they live up to a decade longer than other Americans. A whole decade. And most of them follow vegetarian or nearly vegan diets. So when people ask if going vegan is healthier, the research isn't sitting on the fence. It's an emphatic yes. Every study. Year after year. Same answer. But on the other hand, what happens when you eat loads of meat? From what I've been reading, eating a lot of meat means you're way more likely to get heart disease and other horrible diseases, like type 2 diabetes, strokes, and certain cancers. And this isn't just one isolated study. This is every single study saying the same thing. So here's what I don't understand. If the research shows vegan diets are healthier and eating meat makes you more likely to get ill, why are we all still acting like this is even up for debate? I'll tell you why. Because people don't want to change. And yes, I get it. Change is really difficult, especially when it involves food. Food is emotional, food is cultural, food is family traditions and childhood memories. But here's what I found. A proper balanced vegan diet isn't just as healthy as eating meat. It's way healthier. Lower cholesterol, lower blood pressure, less chance of getting ill, easier to keep your weight down. I mean, the research just keeps showing this over and over, but we don't really take this on board, do we? Now, does this mean you can go vegan and eat rubbish and still be healthy? Absolutely not, because here's the thing. Some well-known biscuits are vegan. Chips are vegan. You could live off junk food and technically be vegan. A tasty and sensible healthy vegan diet focuses on whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds. That's where the health benefits come from. Not just from replacing meat with admittedly delicious fake meat, but from eating actual whole plant foods. So what does this mean for you? If you're thinking about going vegan, the health evidence backs that decision completely. So here's your action plan. Remember I said there was one non-negotiable thing. Here it is. Get a good quality vitamin B12 supplement. That's a must. Please don't skip this one. Eat a variety of protein sources. Legumes, nuts, seeds, whole grains. Mix it up. You'll get plenty of protein. Get your omega-3s. Flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, or an algae supplement. Pay attention to iron and zinc. Legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Pair iron with vitamin C. Take a vitamin D supplement. But to be fair, some people in the UK need to do this anyway, regardless of their diet. Do these things and you'll thrive. The research backs this up completely. So here's the big picture. And this is what I want you to take away from this video. The healthiest diets in the world are mostly vegan. The longest living populations in the world eat very little meat. The diseases killing most people, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, are linked to eating loads of meat. And here's the bit that really matters. Going vegan isn't just about your health, although that's a massive benefit. It's about not paying for animals to be killed horribly. Every time you choose plants over meat, you're choosing compassion over cruelty. You're choosing life over death. And as a bonus, you're also choosing better health for yourself. Right, so is going vegan actually healthier than eating meat? Yes, completely yes. The research couldn't be clearer. If you do it properly, you'll probably live longer, you're way less likely to get ill, and you'll feel better. Simple as that. And you get to do it without causing animal suffering. That's a win for your health and a massive win for the animals, and it helps our planet too. I know this is a lot to take in, and in the next video we'll formulate an easy-to-follow plan. No, scrub that. We're all individuals. We'll formulate a range of plans to follow, and you can choose which one suits you the best. You can even mix and match. The whole point is to make this vegan living lifestyle easy. And dare I say it, tasty and fun. Right, I'm going to ask you a question. What's stopping you from trying vegan? Tell me in the comments. One honest answer, please. By the way, I've been busy doing my own bit for animals. I've built an online vegan shopping centre called Vegan Supermarket UK, and you'll find recommendations for vegan protein sources, vitamin B12 supplements, and everything else I mentioned. Just so you know, I may earn a small commission if you buy something, but it doesn't cost you any extra. The link is in the description. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope this video helped you. If you want to see more videos on living a cruelty-free lifestyle, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.